Now, let me give these guys a little introduction. These guys, Darius and Tiny, who I'm talking about, are master A-logs. These guys watch and review so much content so that we don't have to. They scour through hours and hours of the worst content on the internet, highlighting the lowlights that entertain us the most. They go by Kino Casino. Please welcome on Andy Worski and Ashton. I don't know your last name. Should I just say PPP? Hey, fellas!
PPP is fine.
PPP.
Or Ashton or whatever.
Dude, this is legendary. We got you guys on with the King A-logs. The casino always wins.
It's good to be on. It's good to be A-logging, buddy. It's tough, man. We have to sit there and watch 25 hours of Ethan Ralph a week, buddy. Do you know he's moved to like a rusted out old shack in Mexico?
Dude, are you
he's
kidding?
In like 100-square-foot shack.
Ashton, I had to cut you off. That's why I really wanted to do this interview. I reached out to Andy a week ago because this is about a year anniversary to when I came on your show.
I just asked Ashton, like, it's been 1 year. Like,
yeah, I went back in the DMs. I go, January 12th it was of last year you came on the show.
Yeah, definitely.
And it was a memorable one.
Very good. That's when Ralph turned on you, right? That's when Ralph turned on you.
Well, Ralph already turned on me. And you guys, let me tell you something, because I keep up with Ralph through you guys. I love Ethan Ralph because he's in Mexico, because he's running away. He's on the Mexican Xannies. He's drinking the Mexican Coke, the Mexican torta. When Ralph eats that torta, I love it. And so do you guys. So tell me,
I love a torta. Stand up for the torta. This guy's actually trying to get people to give him like $1,000 to drive drunk to get a torta.
It's 5 minutes away.
He's like drinking and driving in a foreign country to get tortas. Well, that's what it's at now.
3 days ago, no joke, he was doing $10 donations for Xanax.
You've seen people, right?
Wait, Andy, he had
Xanax? A shot of Jaeger.
They were
for $20. Yes, no, I swear to God.
We're not exaggerating.
We're not making this up. He has bars of Xanax. He's like, every $10, I'll do another bar.
At a restaurant.
Yeah, he's just filming in some restaurant in Mexico.
His family's nearby. And he's like, here we go.
And he's got his margaritas going at the same time. He claims that it's impossible to overdose on Xanax.
Yeah, right. False.
He claims it's impossible.
Ethan, if you're watching this, Ethan, you can't overdose on Mexican Xannies, and I don't want you on him, Ethan. Please, for the love of God. When Ethan was clean, was he A-logging y'all a little, or did he stick it to y'all a little bit when he lost about the 20 pounds? I think he gained it back. What did you guys think about that?
Yeah, I mean, listen, there was a period of time where there was a drought. The Ralphalo was once mighty upon the plains. There was much content. And then suddenly the Ralphalo went extinct. There was nothing left.
And he said, wake me up when Ralph's drunk again. And then he drank.
And
now it's just content.
Flowed.
Oh, my God.
It's been amazing these last couple weeks covering this guy.
I have some bad news, Alex. Ralph is not watching. He's actually visiting his prostitute girlfriend in the most dangerous city in Mexico right now, where they execute cab drivers.
Wait,
I'm not even kidding.
Wait, did he take his Nissan truck to there? How did he get there? Because you guys, I was at Guntapalooza. I was at the bowling alley. I've never seen more cigarettes.
You were?
Yeah, when we got swatted, dude, it was epic. They had guns out. People were freaked out. I mean, people weren't like freaked out because of the cops. They were freaked out because they were tripping out on like methamphetamines and fentanyl. But like the cops really brought the vibe of the party. It definitely added a lot of texture to the party, I guess you'd say. It made it a lot realer.
Yeah, that's a little spice, Well, that's the one where he stomped that dude's head in?
Yes, dude! And that's what I love! Dude, a guy was on the ground and Ethan went over there and gave him a 1-2 extra kick. And I'm like, oh my gosh. That's when I knew Ethan. I was like, oh, this he's kind of a rotten egg. Like, I like Ethan, I like her. But when he did that, because you hear the rumors, like how he treats these women and all of the accusations and this and that. But until you see it in person, and Ethan, listen, there he is right there. I'm telling you, he curb stomped the guy like American History X style, and the guy was down. I mean, it was one of the most insane cheap shots I've ever saw. But, when you're Ethan, he's been cheap shotted so much, it's almost just, part of the, whatever, the lore, the Gunt lore, right? Yeah. He's just trying to defend himself at any possible.
Well, he's been beaten up twice in Portugal. Yeah. Remember, he was going to fly out to Portugal to sexually assault Andy's sister.
That's what he said.
He said, I'm going to rape Andy Waski's sister.
Shut up. That's why he was actually going to Portugal, Andy? I didn't realize that. I didn't know the gun lore.
All right, so watch this. Watch this. Okay, so before our show blew up or whatever, I was doing streams like to like a small amount of people. And if you move there, you could like, live off like no money at all.
In Portugal.
So I wanted to move there. Yeah, it's easy. It's very cheap on the islands, right?
That's awesome.
So Ralph's like, I'm gonna beat you. I'm gonna go there first before you move there because you're a broke ass, right? And then he's like, I'm gonna
great.
He's
great.
He's gonna grape your sister there. So what ends up happening? He goes there and he now allegedly, I have to say allegedly.
Yeah, we're on.
This is coming from his father-in-law, Harry Morris.
Yes, who's his arch nemesis, by the way. People don't really know. Yes. They don't know all the gun lore, but Ralph. And the reason why we say the gun lore is because Ralph has a bifurcated gun, which actually is kind of cool in a weird way too. But he does have a bifurcated gun.
You've never seen anything quite like it. Step right up and pay nothing to see the bifurcated gun. Behold wonders beyond your wildest dreams. So allegedly, according to Harry Morris, from what I understand, he attempted to solicit underage prostitutes in Portugal.
Negative flat.
And the pimps beat him up there.
Yeah.
And fucking fractured his orbital bone, blackened both his eyes, sent him to the hospital because he was saying the age of consent's only 14 in Portugal.
Wait, shut up!
And
shut
I'm
up!
gonna get
Is that really true? Is that really the law? Is that the law in Portugal? So, and Ethan would like potentially try to press that law. Wait, what? Dude, my mind is blown.
This is what he was trying to say or whatever. He then proceeded a year later to try and have his redemption. He flew out to Portugal again.
Yes.
And then he was promptly beat up by a British welfare apes animal.
And we know
this guy
Cog.
There's this guy.
Picture. The next picture we got Cog.
There's this guy Cog.
We got all the A-logs, guys. We got a list. And now we got a Cog down here. Now this is they call Jobless Johnny, right? And
Jobless Johnny. He has no job.
No job.
And right, he got cuckolded on Christmas when his girlfriend wrecked his car, or what is it? What?
Yes.
I mean, who's worse?
You know all
who's worse, him or Ethan? Who's worse?
By the way, he lived. I'm not even joking. In a what are they called? Those where the government
council
he
flat.
Lived in council flat
with black mold, with toxic
mold.
Mold.
It was the filthiest place you've ever seen.
He spray painted his floor black so it would
hide the look of the mold.
We're not even exaggerating. Like there's not even.
It's so grimy.
We're missing like pieces of lore. It's hours and hours of exploring these people.
It really is
insane.
But he now lives in the house of a amateur MMA fighter who beat Dan,
the one who beat Ralph,
beat up Ralph on tape, and you could see Ralph's gun flapping in the wind. It was very sad. So he's 2 times ass beaten in Portugal. That's something important to understand about the Ralph lore. But he's also known for handing out ass whoopings to the women in his life.
Yeah, Pantsu. Yeah, but he got his ass beat by that girl that does daily movie reviews, who I like. Oh, you know that I'm talking about. He got his ass
salad. Well, do you know, not only did he get his ass beat by Mint Salad when he broke into her home unceremoniously.
Listen, Ethan Ralph got his ass beat. The people don't know. We're talking about Ethan Ralph, a man, getting his ass beat by like a 5'4" woman. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yes! A 5'4" woman. She just fed him, busted him up. He was bleeding everywhere. Now, years later, he just last week invited her on the show to apologize for breaking and entering into her home and say she was a queen. So he's making it right.
20 minutes of the 30-minute interview was muted.
Yeah, so he tried because he was so drunk he can't even get
he didn't know to work. Hey, okay, wait, guys, the chat is asking, because some of my audience, the chat rats, is that's what we call my chat. They don't know Ethan. Yeah. So do we have a clip, Brandon? Can we play one of the Ethan clips? Do we have one?
Do you want to see him beat his wife?
Well,
or do we want a more introductory clip?
I'm not sure which clip we have here. Let's play this clip. I pulled it earlier.
Let's play this one.
Okay. Oh, this is when you guys have 2,000 viewers and he's pissed.
Go!
It's only because I'm sniping it, by the way.
Guns, my friends. What is that, over 10 times Ralph's viewership?
2,131 times his viewership.
Well, he only has one.
Oh, okay, so
Oh, yeah.
This is
You
wild.
lied. You messed up
the
your
math
lie.
would still be 2,000.
Remember, guys, let's get some subs for over 2,000 viewers.
Spread the word.
17 more.
Spread the
And
word.
Eat the candied
Let's
salmon.
go.
Ralph can't afford
You
candy.
bought.
All right, so that's you guys have 2,000 live viewers, and he's trying to say that since he's live streaming, whatever, stream sniping. Again, I can't even say it.
Yeah.
Stream sniping you. He's saying that he's responsible for your 2K viewers. And Andy,
Get 100 viewers.
I'm saying, Andy,
100
didn't you
viewers.
used to have a show? So what is your relationship, real quick, with Ethan there? You guys had a show together? Because y'all were besties, right, at one point?
Well, I wouldn't say besties, but no, we were pals, right?
Yeah.
When I did Warski Live back in the day, I invited him on, and then we sort of hung out back and forth. When he did the kill stream, when it was it was still doing very well. I was like a co-host. But then all this stuff came.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, so you were on his stream because his stream used to be pretty popular, but now because he's kicked off everywhere, I mean, he can't get a foothold anywhere. You guys, do you feel sorry for Ethan Ralph at all?
No.
No.
Now listen, if it was anybody else, you would feel bad for him. But he's such a piece of shit. I mean, this
He
guy
backstabbed me. He backstabbed all the co-hosts.
He leaked your passport online.
leaked
So
my passport.
imagine this, right?
He said I faked my mom's death. He said I faked, which I don't even care. I'm just saying that's the most repugnant thing. Like, I'm gonna fake my mother's death. He said I hired actors.
That's insane, bro. That's insane.
But imagine you're hanging out with your buddy, right? He starts rifling through your wallet, taking pictures of your ID to blackmail you years later. So that's what he did with Andy.
Yeah, like 3-4 years later, my passport. He goes, "Hey, check this forum website, right?" We opened it. My passport's just there, and I'm like, "Wait, so you held that for 3 years for the day that we were like enemies?" Dude. That's actually unhinged.
And this is what he does with every single associate he's ever had. He made fun of one of his co-hosts' miscarriages. You know, this guy, he was crying his eyes out to Ralph. My wife had a miscarriage. We're so sad. Ralph recorded it and laughed at him and used it against him later that his wife had a miscarriage. He's a total scumbag.
Every co-host,
the lowest of the low. Every single person that he apparently has ever worked with is like either a pedophile or a rape.
Yeah.
Well, some of them actually did turn out to be pedophiles because he's not a very good judge.
There was one guy who
actually was. But for the most part, he's full of shit when he smears his, associates from the past. Where it started to go downhill with Ralph and Andy was when Ralph decided he was going to impregnate an 18-year-old and he was going to film himself doing it. Yeah. So I don't know if you're aware of this. There is an Ethan Ralph sex tape.
The Memphis Micro tape, the thumb up the butt tape.
Yes.
I've seen that. Yes, that's a very famous tape. Yeah. That's my favorite tape. I watch it every night before I go to bed. I mean, what are you talking about? How do you think I crank it to that Ethan Ralph tape? That's how I get off.
Stop it.
Yes.
That's too disgusting.
Dude, that's what I look at, man. It's better than Pornhub, the Memphis Micro, dude. That's famous.
Oh, buddy, no. So I've reviewed that frame by frame.
Like the Zapruder film? Like the Zapruder film?
Yes, the Zapruder film.
He actually did,
If anybody's ever heard of Kraut, the famous skeptic liberal YouTuber, he's got like 1 million subs. He reviewed it frame by frame with me and another guy. He actually puked at the end. It was so disgusting because in this tape, Ethan Ralph takes his thumb. He inserts it into the 18-year-old's bum. He then proceeds to take out his shit-covered thumb, sniff it, and then lick, I'm not even kidding, lick and eat the fecal matter from the thumb.
Better than a Mexican torta! Better than a Mexican torta!
It's on par with most Mexican foods. I had a torta yesterday, and I actually puked before the show. Andy can testify this. I was like, I gotta eat this torta real quick. And
you started buying tortas because we bought a torta as a joke. Because
Ralph tried to claim that in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, you can't get a torta. Now Toronto is like a metropolitan, cosmopolitan city of like 6 million people. You can get every type of food.
It's a metropolitan city with everything available. Every African food, even the most obscure food is available in Toronto.
He thought we didn't have steak here.
No, he tried. It was beyond that. He claimed that Canadians don't even know what barbecue is. He claimed that we don't have hamburgers or hot dogs in this country.
Okay. Let me call timeout. Guys, we could just sit here and A-log Ethan all night, but I want to go through an A-log list. Ready? Okay, so now we got to get to this. Okay, so now we got to get through my second of this. And I actually love this guy, and he just felted Ethan Ralph, speaking of the one, the only Boogie 2988. Now,
that's right.
No, everybody needs to go watch your guys' coverage of his documentary. I was watching it on a Spirit Airlines flight. I thought the plane was going to crash. And while it was crashing down, I was laughing at your asses just watching this documentary. It was better than watching the actual documentary. So what do you guys think?
The last thing before you're going to die is you're like, better get on Kino Casino.
Yeah.
What are they saying about Boogie?
Oh, cool.
I don't know what to think of that.
That is our most viewed video, actually, on the Clip channel. Kino Casino Clip.
It's crazy. This guy spent $250,000 on prostitutes and wants us to feel sorry that he's poor.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of anything so crazy in all your life?
No, but he made a video saying he was rich for the rest of his life, dude. I mean, why would he
was set up?
Why would he make that video if he wasn't actually rich? Like, what a fucking liar. And then his girlfriend is sending naked pics. Is that true? Ethan said his girlfriend's allegedly sending naked pics or feet pics or something like that.
I don't know for sure, but you know what? I'll say it's true. I'll say it's true. I mean, don't you believe it? Like,
OnlyFans.
It's an OnlyFans model. Like, what are we talking about
I think
here?
So, right? Yeah, pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure. No, it's not OnlyFans. It's something called Fansly. It's like a Fansly. We want to be totally factually accurate about this matter.
Or Cog will be mad. No, we make fun of him because every video he does, we actually covered him yesterday on our show on Kick, but every video is
crying.
Please cry for me. Please. It's like, make videos, dude. Yeah. Like, if you make videos, he works only 3 days a week, 10-minute videos each day. And he cries, where's the money?
He refuses to live stream, even though he could make potentially hundreds, if not thousands a week doing live streaming.
He should.
What would Cog do? If Cog had 1/4 of the amount of money that Boogie made, Cog would be a rich man, wouldn't he? I mean, he would be living high.
He would be.
He would be.
I mean, he'd be able to afford KFC. Have you seen recently he's begging people for KFC money?
No, that's the donation goal is for a KFC, a 3-piece.
The goal is for him to get a 3-piece for him and his mail order bride.
Yeah.
So
is he still with the girl that cheated? Is he still with the girl that cheated?
No.
Listen to this one.
He had to give up on pursuing English women or like women from a first world country.
Negative flap.
So the guy whose house he now squats in, Dan,
the one who beat up Ralph.
The one who beat up Ralph got a mail order Indian bride, right?
Shipped her over. It's a 90-day fiance marriage scam deal. Yes.
So guess what? He sets Cog up with the sister
of
his mail order. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. Now they get married. Do you know where they go for the reception after? For the bridal meal.
The pub or what?
That would be classier.
Yeah. They went to Wendy's.
Of course. Dude, they had the spicy chicken sandwich, dude. I don't know. That's not now I'm back Team Cog. Now I'm back to Team Cog.
You know? Well, do you know what Ralph did for his wedding with the wife who he beat up?
We watched it on
Where did he go? He went to Las Vegas. Yeah. He went to White Castle.
White Castle.
He got the Crave case.
Yeah.
He's eating the Crave case, and he's like, they're not even good, you know?
They're so soggy. Dude, they're so soggy. And that one in Las Vegas, dude, the employees are all strung out on fentanyl. They don't even know how to make. It's not even like a White Castle in like New York or something. It's just dog shit. Everybody in there is just high and drunk as shit. They can't even taste what they're eating from that White Castle.
Well, That's the way White Castle always is. It's not really White Castle unless you're drunk and stoned.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, now we got to get to some more people. Right. Gosh, we got so many people. Okay, next. This is a guy that's come after me. I've had some beef with. Really, now I don't really care anymore. But this is why I brought you guys on, to kind of kick the hornet's nest. This guy broke Alaska, you guys like to call him. So let's see a picture of him. Yeah. Dude, what is the lore behind Baked Alaska, and why do you guys like to tease this guy?
Where do you even begin?
Okay, here's one thing. So he used to be a BuzzFeed
journalist,
then switched over to like the
alt-right. He was at Charlottesville. He got maced at Charlottesville, and one of my favorite moments is him crying out to David Duke, the Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan, "Dr. Duke, I need milk. I need milk, Dr. Duke."
He was saying that? Ashton, are you serious? He was asking David Duke. He's asking him
David Duke's got the milk, and he's pouring it in his eyes. You're going to be okay, son. You're going to be okay.
And by the way, while he's covered in milk, he's like, "What's my chat saying?"
He goes, "What are my people saying?" Because he was LARPing. He was a white nationalist or whatever. So then he tries to say, like, white nationalism is evil, and
his girlfriend.
He blames it on his girlfriend. That didn't work out. The left didn't want him. So he comes back. He gets maced at Charlottesville, right? So his new gimmick is he's like the Maceler.
Yeah.
He's like the villain, like the Riddler, but he just maces homeless people.
Yeah,
so he
maced the bouncer, right? And that's why he went to jail.
Yes. So he honestly maced probably a dozen people on live stream without getting arrested. But then he went into a bar in Arizona, caused a scene. The bouncer kicked him out, just dummied him out the door. Bake's ego was so hurt that he pulls out mace. Instead of fighting the bouncer like a man, he pulls out mace, maces the bouncer. The bouncer takes it like a boss.
He just like stands there, all right.
And Baked got 3 months in jail, I think.
And then Baked looks at him, waits a second, shakes the mace again, and then maces him again.
He's just such a piece of shit. And he's trying in court to say it's self-defense. It got to the point where Baked Alaska called in his mother to cry to the judge.
Don't they live in Alaska or something? Isn't that why he's called Baked Alaska?
Well, he did. His family
has home. They're very wealthy. Okay. They like run some sort of orphanage for Russian children. I don't know what that's all about.
Amazing.
But they have homes in Scottsdale, Arizona. They have a home in Alaska. I think they have a property in Florida as well. So they were letting Tim stay at their vacation home
over there
in Arizona for the longest time. That's besides the point.
Yeah. Oh, and then, right? So we were all on a site called D Live, and he was doing very well at that point, right? Yeah. Now, what happens?
Well, he enters Nancy Pelosi's office on live stream.
Right?
After Charlottesville, after he survived Charlottesville somehow, he didn't learn his lesson, so now...
doesn't learn it all.
Film's in there. Guess what? Anyone kind of to the right on D Live, which was like 20 of us, all lost our monetization.
Well, everyone
did. I had a D-Live channel, I think, on January 6th, and mine, everybody did. Owen Benjamin.
Okay, so it was me and, all right.
Everybody did. Yeah, no, I remember that. I
lost my job for 6 months thanks to that bastard.
Well, that's who Baked Alaska was. And now, but I mean, he snitched on everybody. He turned over his cell phone to the feds.
Well, we don't know that. This is all alleged. I just want to say this. Okay, we want to say alleged for legal reasons. He's allegedly done stuff.
But I will say,
allegedly he told Milo.
Yeah, allegedly. I saw that interview. Yeah, it was all, but everything's alleged with Baked. But yeah, he's allegedly a snitch.
Alleged.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's allegedly a snitch. But the fact of the matter is, in the court documents, he did turn over his devices. He did do that.
Yeah.
So that is there.
That's something, and I'm sure he gave him the passwords. Allegedly, I don't know this. I'm just speculating. Allegedly.
It's all speculation.
At this point. Okay.
Well, you know what's not speculation is his pal Nick Fuentes told
Well, we got Nick. Hold on. Before we get to Nick, we're going to get to Nick. Okay, now we got Nick. Let's go to Nick. But I don't want to skip Destiny or JF Girepi. Remember, okay, so let's get to Nick. I had Nick last. Okay. So why do you guys go after Nick? Because let's be honest, of all the people that you A-log, wouldn't you have to agree that Nick Nick is at least the most talented or the smartest, right? I mean, I know he does some whatever you guys would say, sus stuff you guys would say, but of all of them.
I think he is definitely the most talented at getting young men sent to prison. I think he's the most talented at allowing young men to potentially be groomed under his watch by Ollie Alexander.
Yeah.
I'll give him that.
You're right about. I can't debate you.
Are you aware?
I can't debate you on the Ollie Alexander stuff. That's weird.
Are you aware of the Ollie Alexander stuff?
I'm pretty familiar. My buddy Tony Ortiz from Current Revolt shared. I think he was the one that shared the actual Snapchat messages that the guy had from Ollie Alexander. That this is all alleged, but they were eggplant emojis, and an eggplant emoji can only mean one thing.
I mean, allegedly. So let's talk about. There's two different victims that were part of America First. Yeah. Smiley was 15 years old when allegedly Ollie Alexander solicited dick pictures from this 15-year-old in order to advance his political career. Ollie Alexander promised him political opportunities with his connections. Now, if the people don't know, Ollie Alexander was connected to Karl Rove. He used to work for Karl Rove. Yeah. He was involved in the Stop the Steal stuff.
Connected with everybody.
He's a very well-connected person.
He was on,
and so he offered these political connections to this young groiper in exchange for dick pictures, which were sent.
Oh, he sent him. The groiper sent him. So the groiper's a little bit. He's gay too, right? I mean, come on. I mean, allegedly to the guy that sent it.
I mean, listen.
Probably.
He might have been gay. He says he's highly ashamed that he did this. He says he's not a homosexual. He says that this was the only way he felt he could get an entryway into politics. And this is a problem in politics. You know that this is a problem.
Oh, yeah.
People are blackmailed all the time into doing things so that the powers that be have control over them.
I want to add one thing here. Speaking about Ethan Ralph, Smiley went on Ethan Ralph's show and talked about the situation.
The victim,
Ethan Ralph,
the victim that sent the dick pics, to Allie, which is sus in that. That's
and Ralph berated him, said, "Why would you do this? Sure, you were 15, but that's disgusting."
I forget he's 15. Okay, well then that's a little different. See, I thought he was 18. Now that is a little different.
He was 15.
Oh, he was a little kid. I didn't realize
that.
This
kid was 15 years old.
Oh, that's allegedly. Hi, Ollie Alexander's attorney. Hi, Nick Fuentes' attorney. This is all alleged. Go ahead, sir.
Well, you know, Milo Yiannopoulos, who you might want to speak about this if he ever comes on, warned Nick Fuentes that Ali was this way, that he was a pedophile. He sent Nick Fuentes, I believe, text messages corroborating this entire thing. And for months, if not a year, Nick Fuentes knew that Ollie Alexander was trouble, that he was a groomer, and he allowed him at his political events. He allowed him at AFPAC around vulnerable young men that Ollie could promise, you know, political favors for if they gave in to his sick, depraved sexual gratification.
It's so dark.
It is really dark. And, you know, Nick Fuentes refuses to, you know, accept responsibility for what he did. And the way they justify it is they say, politics is a dirty game. We had to work with him.
You know.
Yeah, I know.
We had to work with him to get ahead because of his connections. And
so
I just got to say, how does that make you any better than the Democrat pedophile elite or the World Economic Forum that people say are pedophiles or the How does it make you any better than them?
Yeah.
If you're willing to stoop to that level to work with pedophiles to advance your agenda.
Yeah.
And that's where I have the biggest issue with him. Because yes, Nick Fuentes is a talented speaker.
Yeah.
Yes, Nick Fuentes does have a good grasp of his ideology and his worldview. But that's what makes him so dangerous, is because of that, he ends up getting young men to put themselves at risk like they did on January 6th. There are still men who followed him on that day who are rotting in solitary confinement, and he won't raise $1 to help them because it would put him at risk.
And there is a
this
video.
Is the sort of person that he is.
There's a video out there of him on the steps.
Well, Alex Jones won't play this video.
No, I've seen the video. I've seen the video. I don't even have it, but I've seen it. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty bad.
I can send it to you right now. I have it right here where he tells his followers to disregard the police on January 6th. And you know, Owen Schroyer went to prison for a lot
very
less
good
than
friend
that.
of mine, Owen Schroyer. Yeah, a guy I respect greatly.
There were a lot of people who went to jail for a lot less than that. Nick Fuentes never charged. Just kind of funny, huh?
That is a little, it raises some red flags. But at the same time, though, and this is the only reason I've met Nick, I've hung out with Nick twice, or maybe 3 times, actually. Every time I've hung out with him, he's actually been very nice. But there is something about Nick, too, that he's hiding. Just like everybody's hiding something, but I feel like Nick's hiding something a little more. I'm sure what you guys would say what he's hiding, but I don't know. I just, you know, like whether he's, I don't think Nick's necessarily a Fed, but I don't know. It is weird how
Have you heard about his latest scheme? So he's raised all this money to do ballot harvesting. He calls it ballot harvesting in the state of Georgia, and Arizona, where ballot harvesting is illegal.
And one more state too.
And I think it was Michigan as well.
He's really trying to get into ballot harvest in an illegal state? You got to be kidding me. He's not that dumb.
No, he literally stated this on his show. We called it out. We know he's seen our clips.
I mean, I believe, in my opinion, Nick Fuentes honeypotted a bunch of people on January 6th.
In his opinion.
During the last election cycle. And we're going to see it again in 2024. Some sort of other stunt or ridiculous thing that gets a bunch of other young men sent to prison.
Damn.
So I just really warn young conservatives away from this guy.
Be careful.
You know, because there are many guys who are in prison because of him. And there are many people who we don't even know. Milo Yiannopoulos says there are like 40 different accusers of Ollie Alexander that he could have put on the record.
That's
so
disgusting.
Who knows how many groypers that Ollie Alexander might have had access to, might have sexually abused or groomed in some way.
Allegedly.
It's all, of course.
Okay, well, real quick, we're going to get to Nick because we're going to finish, even though we're talking about Nick. Now we got to get to my, one of my enemies, Destiny.
Yes.
Destiny's got me blocked. And dude, why did this guy, he debated me on the Kill Stream for one of the most legendary debates, guys, on Ethan's show, where I said that he was getting cucked. He was the ultimate cuck. His wife is just taking loads from random guys off the internet that she meets. And the clips did great, but he blocked me. He hates me. So what is the deal with Destiny, and why does he get 10,000 live? I mean, he has such a great audience. Let's be real. Why does people even watch Destiny when he's such a cuckold that his wife just left him and made
I don't know.
pay for her whole apartment?
Well, I mean, he reinforces people's worldview, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
Most people want to believe that things are just okay in the world, that the authorities that be the establishment are fine. Destiny is a gatekeeper for the establishment, the established way of doing things, and people feel comforted by that. But I mean, there's also a lot of loser liberal beta cucks out there who identify with Destiny.
Rules.
They're like
girlfriend to fuck other men.
Well, people want to, follow people who are like them or people that they want to be. And there's a lot of people out there like Destiny, and that's how he somehow has an audience. But
he also said,
this guy couldn't even find Israel on a map.
Yeah, the other week.
This guy's like absolutely clown shoes. Well, I mean, I watched last night Ben Shapiro just destroy this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, Ben Shapiro just dog walked him.
Yeah, I thought
it was embarrassing to watch for Destiny, in my opinion, because Destiny doesn't have any sort of real depth of knowledge. He doesn't have any understanding of history or any understanding of anything really, other than rhetoric, how to twist an argument in a certain way to make it appear like you know what you're talking about when you don't. He talks really fast, and I'm sure allegedly he takes a lot of Adderall.
Allegedly. Yeah, I saw him post that he was looking for it on his Twitter. And isn't his like 11-year-old son a Trump supporter or something? MAGA all the way? I mean, isn't that true?
That's the ultimate cuckening. I'll say this, though. The Destiny origin story of this cuckening is crazy. I don't know if you saw our episode on this.
Yeah.
Destiny actually started off by cucking this.
Yes, I saw this episode. Yeah, he's on a live stream. Oh, everybody needs to go watch the Kino clip of this. You got to go to Kino Casino Clips and watch the Destiny.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, it's
there's this like
scroll down a little bit, you'll see it. It's
this kind of like ugly beta guy.
Swedish guy.
He's this Destiny fan. He's dating Melina.
Yeah.
And Destiny comes on his stream and just makes a move on his girlfriend.
And it's like
just actually cucks him. And you can even hear Destiny fucking his girlfriend in the other room.
Yeah, I saw that. And the guy sets up the hotel thing. Yeah, and you can hear him moaning. Oh my. Dude.
Oh, it's so
And
bad.
he's telling people like, hey, open relationships are good. On the whatever podcast, all these podcasts for years. You need an open relationship. It's amazing. And then this happened.
Well, who could have seen it coming?
Who could have seen it
Who
coming?
could have seen it coming?
Literally, Stevie Wonder could have seen it coming, but I think it's actually he can
for
see.
real.
I think he's faking his blindness a little bit. Okay, now we got a few other guys to get to. Speaking of a cucking, allegedly, I'm not talking about a sex resort.
all alleged.
Nick Rakita, the attorney, the online attorney. Nick. Yes. What do we think about Nick? Because he's suing. My buddy Monograph is suing Nick. And Nick and I have always kind of never really vibed, but it's because I'm friends with this guy Monograph who's suing him. So that's always I've always been skeptical of Nick because of that.
Crazy. Look. So we started talking about him, A-logging him, because so he just drinks every.
Well, he's drinking himself to death because he's unhappy in his marriage. Is what's going on.
I'll say this, Alex, real fast. He inspired me to quit drinking. I'm 70 days sober off every substance because of Nick. Like I was like, do I act like that when I'm drunk on the stream? And I just quit. And he inspires me daily. He's my motivation. He's my Eric Thomas to stop drinking.
Well, this whole Montegraph thing,
I'm not kidding.
To me is crazy. So Rakita calls Montegraph a child molester, I believe,
like
without any evidence. Montegraph then says to him, if you call me a child molester again, I will sue you. And then Rakita goes ahead and calls him a child molester again with no evidence. His source for this is, well, I heard Mr. Medeker say it on a live stream. Well, you know, Mr. Medeker is a notorious troll, you know?
Yes, and he's full of shit all the time.
Sometimes you just
not
can't.
all the time.
Well, listen, he's right. He's right a lot of the time.
Yeah, he is right. Jim is right about something. But I'm just saying, the guy. I mean, Jim says bullshit stuff. I mean,
he might have been clowning around, you know. So, but Rakita put his whole legal future in jeopardy over a Mr. Medeker comment on a live stream for which there's really no proof whatsoever. I don't know what the whole lore is with Rakita and Montegraph. I just think it's really funny. But Montegraph is, I think, represented by lawyers that mentored Rakita in the past. And this guy Schneider.
So his old mentors are suing his ass, dude, because he's stressed on stream about it. You can tell he was stressed.
He keeps shit-talking his old mentors for making him represent crackheads when he first got to the office and all this stuff. And I'm just like, man, like, this isn't very professional to shit talk these guys who got you started in the business and whatever. But the guy's drinking. Do you know, he put on a contraption called the Baldo. Are you aware of the Baldo, Alex?
I've heard you guys talk about this, but I'm guessing it's an attachment that goes on but it goes on the testicles or the dick. I'm kind of confused on what it is.
You put them on your balls. You sort of stretch them and put them on your balls. There's two little holes in your...
It's like a cage that you put your ball sack in that turns your ball sack into a dildo.
Yeah.
So that you can then dip
so you
your
can
ball
use your
sack.
ball sack as a sex toy? No.
Yes. Your ball sack as a like penetrative device on your woman.
So hear this. Apparently one of his like
This is all alleged. This is all alleged, and we're in Minecraft. We're talking about Minecraft.
I have a
Minecraft video game.
His co-host Drexel, who happens to be a black man, you know, and a muscular black man.
And that's not alleged. He is an African American. That's the only thing not alleged on the stream.
Don't sue us, Drexel.
He left his Baldo at Rakita's house. Beside the bed.
Wait, so
said this.
Rakita said it on the show. He goes, Drexel left his Baldo here.
That's so weird. Why would a friend leave a sex toy near your bed? I don't
know. Now here's the other story about Drexel we want to get in. So Drexel was dating this single mom who was in her 30s. She had a daughter who was 13. Now, Drexel dated this single mom for 5 years. This is all allegedly, of course.
Everything.
Everything we say is alleged.
When the daughter of the single mom turned 18, she expressed an interest in BDSM to Drexel.
Negative clap.
And Drexel, on her 18th birthday, took her to a BDSM sex dungeon.
Oh my god!
And fucked the 18-year-old who he was serving as a father figure to while dating her single mother.
And then yelled at
what?
Nick's
He slept with its stepdaughter, basically, is what you're saying? That's disgusting. Wow.
The day she turned 18.
And this is Nick's best friend?
Yes.
And Nick, right? So they say this story on Nick's show. And Nick's fans, who he's courted as, you know, Christian conservatives, are like, what the fuck? And then he's like defending it. No, she wanted it. It's okay. Da-da-da. And Drexel's been not on the show as much since that point.
Well, wait, Drexel was dating the mom at the time, so he was like, oh, he's just cheating on the mom with her daughter and just trying to defend that? What a scumbag. Yeah. Allegedly. Wow.
Yeah. Alleged.
Okay, we only have about 5 more minutes left with you guys. But actually, if you guys can stay like 7 more minutes, and then I'll let you go. So now we got to talk about this is all alleged, but this guy JF Garapi, and I
gotta be careful.
And I know I debated JF. JF is crazy, and I debated him on whether systemic racism is real, and we argued for an hour and a half, and he said it wasn't. And then at the end of the debate, I go, systemic racism now is targeted towards white men. And he's like, well, you are right. So systemic racism is true. He actually agreed with me at the end of it. He just said it's a systemic racism towards white people, which, of course, he's going to play the victim. My point is, I beat him in a debate, self-admitted.
Amazing.
And now come to find out that his wife, who is mentally disabled, he let her go out in the woods, and she's been missing since June, and the Canadian press is looking for her.
Okay, real fast, just for people who don't know, 5-6 years ago, I had a show with JF. You think he's crazy? I did a show with him for 8 months.
No.
Well, you didn't know that? Yeah, Warski Live.
Yeah, Warski Live, but JF was on it. See, I've seen Warski Live, but ever since the Kino, dude, the Kino is that's my lore. I'm really a big
for sure.
Casino
Me and him were co-hosts for 8 months. He was at my house.
I wouldn't proclaim this so loudly.
Yeah, I wouldn't say this. He's allegedly, his wife is missing for like 5 months, 6 months.
I'm scared of him. I'm scared of the guy.
Here's what we have to say. Mama JF, who is JF's wife, her name is Allure Patois or something.
They call her the potato because she's like a potato.
The potato.
Right? Yeah.
So she is developmentally disabled.
Yes.
She's clearly like developmentally delayed. I don't want to say retarded, but that's what she is.
Yeah, I mean,
and JF has a history of being with women who are like this.
Like 3 or 4 women.
Because he says he just wants to mate, right, Ashton? What is it? That's what he's like. I just want to hold to mate with.
I need to reproduce.
Inseminate.
So insemination. So now what JF doesn't want people to know is he had children with Mama JF. And so it takes a real dark turn for me when he has children with her. And his story is, this is his official story. Mama JF wanted to leave him, wanted to live her own life. So he dropped her off in the woods and let her fend for herself.
Yeah.
Now, she's developmentally delayed and the mother of your children. During the time that she's been missing, during which no family members heard from her, nobody's seen her since June of last year, JF made no effort to contact the authorities.
Zero.
He didn't care.
And by the way, the first video.
This is all by his own admission.
This is all his own admission.
Yeah.
The first video that he made directly after this incident was him in a biohazard suit cleaning his house with bleach.
No, that's not necessarily.
And he posted a picture of bones. Didn't he post a picture of a bunch of bones?
And then he also had drywall changed and changed his floor.
He did clean the house. But that footage of him in the hazmat suit is from
from the video.
It was from like COVID.
Yeah,
but still, the fact he has access to that suit says all we need to know.
I know.
Just the fact that he has that, like it is at his disposal.
Alex,
I'm trying to be fair, but it's pretty bad.
It is true though that he said that he cleaned. He
deep cleaned.
Deeply disinfected the house, changed drywall, changed the floor, and then 6 months later, the police are like, Where's your wife? During our Halloween season, we had all these decorations.
Well, it was the murder mystery of like the decade.
It's still the murder mystery. Guys, we're going to see it on Dateline NBC in 2 years. Watch. I mean,
telling you, this is going to be a true crime special in the making. But, you know, we're supposed to believe JF claims that this developmentally disabled girl is, in his words, a 007.
She says she can travel over
with
the
no
border
ID. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She doesn't have an ID,
she's
credit
able
card,
to
anything.
evade the federal police. Nobody can track her. He says she's probably on a banana boat in Peru. But this is bullshit.
No.
Like, she didn't make it out of those woods. And
allegedly.
even if he didn't actually murder her, I think it's gross negligence to leave a woman who can't take care of herself.
Yeah,
it's in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's the mother of his children.
He's a bad dad. Okay, I gotta let you go, but before we go, I want to take a moment of silence for the one, the only Gonzalo Lira, Coach Red Pill, guys.
Rest in peace, Coach Red Pill.
We love Coach Red Pill. Can you guys say one quick thing about Coach Red Pill before we go? Rest in peace.
He's in hell.
There's one. Coach Red Pill is one thing. Dead.
Oh my God, you guys are sick. Okay.
He needs to release Wilshire Boulevard.
Oh my!
Well,
it's not getting released now.
Release this book.
Rest in peace.
No.
All right. Hey, you guys are awesome. Tell the people where they can find you guys. I know you're on Kick. Let's put the link in the description.
Kick.com/Kino Casino Gaming. At Andy Worski on Twitter for him. At Power of the Truth on Twitter for me.
And then Kino Casino Clips.
That's
how you.
One final thing. Ralph did beat his wife Pantsu for refusing to clean up his piss bottles. It's all on tape.
Yeah, we saw that.
But our clip channel on YouTube, if you watch that, we put all the best segments over on YouTube, and it has the links also to all of our content and how to watch us live.
Okay, last question. Who's the king of the sector besides the casino? Who's the real king of the sector?
It's still Gonzalo Lira.
Wow! I didn't expect that.
Coach Coin's rising.
Coach Coin's always rising. I don't even think he's really dead. I think he'll return to us.
I sure hope so. Gonzalo, come back to Dallas. You got a spot on my show with the casino. You guys rock. Thank you guys for coming on. I'll talk to you guys soon. Alex. You guys rule. Hopefully we'll do it again in less than a year.
Yeah.
07 to the casino.